everybody doing? This is Wyatt, aka Anakin Vader here, and I dusted off my camera and I'm bringing you another video review after 8 months, and it is of Transformers 4 Age of Extinction Leader Class Grimlock. I said Grimlock really weird there, but anyways, here's Leader Class Grimlock. Now how I got this, it's the 9th of May 2014. These are supposed to come out on the 17th at retailers, and I went to a Target. It was on the shelf. I was like, I'll try it. I'll try to buy it, and if they don't let me, I won't cry about it, but hey, I'll try. And I'll go ahead and lay it out right here. If you listen to Primecast, and I'm sure I've said it other places, I was someone who at Toy Fair I was like, oh yes, Leader Grimlock looks great, so much better compared to the Voyager. After seeing more pictures of him, I had said, nah, I'm going to go with Voyager. It'll scale better with the other Dinobots, and so, meh. I don't want a Voyager or a Leader with Deluxe it would not look good as a unit on a shelf, and just, it wouldn't feel good. And even just how I thought of the Leader didn't look that great out of pictures. I saw it in the store and I was like, that chrome is kind of gross, but the figure itself actually doesn't look too bad. And it was like the first Transformers 4 figure I had seen. I was like, alright, well, I'll try and buy it here. If not, whatever. But they let me buy it, so meh. And here it is. First thing you'll say is, Jesus God, that chrome is atrocious. And you're right, it is. It is pretty atrocious. Though I will say that it adds a sense of shininess. I don't mean to be a smartass, but that's true. It adds a shiny just tone to him. Makes him look a little bit more stand out than being a robot with a ripped in half dinosaur head on his shoulders. And his jaws are his collarbone. But other than that, the chrome is pretty bad. I would have preferred the gold chrome, but I assume, especially for dinosaur mode, we'll get there later, it looks a lot better in dinosaur mode than it does on robot mode. But then again, VAT chrome, this day and age on Transformers, doesn't look that great. I'm somebody who, it doesn't ruin a toy for me, but I don't prefer it. But anyway, we're going to start talking about the actual figure now. Yes, the chrome is meh, but that's the toy we got. So we're going to look at it really quick. I'd say look at the detail, but you kind of can't see it because of the chrome. The head itself, I do like that the head has some painted... Oh, no, don't. No, there you go. The head has the painted eyes instead of like... because he has no electronics. So the head has painted eyes. I prefer that than just like clear plastic or what have you. These rubber things, these are fake, but they look a little bit more real. They actually tab in up here to the shoulder pad. Looks pretty cool. The real jaws are up here. And just all around, he looks pretty nice, and he proportions really well. A lot better than I thought, because when we saw the new pictures come up on news sites, I said, wow, he looks lanky, he looks dumb, I don't like it. But in person, it looked a bit better, so I think that person, who took those pictures probably just took it out of a box and just took pictures and was like, meh, whatever. After posing it comes off pretty well. This is kind of just the shelf pose I have him in, because his dinosaur mode does kind of blow, in my opinion. So this is just kind of how he stands. He has this really kind of weird, dumb shield thing. It's just a way they didn't have to factor in this part of the dinosaur mode into his robot mode. I mean, that's essentially as it looks. It's exactly what it looks like. There's nothing to talk about, so I'm just going to turn it into how you're going to transform him later. Like that. And look, you're done. You're done. He comes with his mace, plugged into his hand, or clips into his hand. His mace is alright. It's a little awkward looking, not circular like a mace should, or like the Voyager. But that's about it. There's a mace. It's his weapon. He can hold it. I haven't tried to make him hold it with both hands. Actually, I'll try that right now, so they can look like he's just clubbing fools all day long. Because pretty good arm movement. So, I mean, he can just, I guess, I guess it doesn't look so bad. And he just looks angry. No matter what you do, he looks angry, which I kind of enjoy. Because I don't imagine Grimlock just being like, heh, I'm killing people. No. Especially anybody out of a movie is going to be like, yo, yay, I'm killing people. They're just going to be really mad and show no emotion as they do it. And there's his tail. How are you going to clip this on, actually? You plug this into here, there's these square pegs. Raha. Plug it in, raha. Do the thing. And just plug it in. Push it in really well, if not it'll fall out. And it essentially just sits like that on the back. And that's how it tabs in. So you have to make sure those are clipped in without stressing them. Not that hard to do. These really nice ratchets when you rotate them like this. The one thing that's really awkward though is with all of his joints. He has a head joint, goes left and right. I wish it was a ball joint, but hey, I don't mind. And I really do like how it's sunken into the neck here. It just, yeah, the collar piece looks really cool. Really nice hefty ratchets, forward and back. Though this joint right here clicks, but then that's it. It doesn't, you know, it just like clicks into the side, and I think that's for dyno mode, but it's really awkward, and I don't know why they didn't just engineer an entire ratchet. That would have been a lot better, because since it's just a rotating joint, if that stresses and gets loose, you're screwed in the long run. He has ratchet forearms. I'm sorry, elbows. Wrist can rotate, so you don't have to worry about the bicep curler arms, so you can just rotate them and play as you wish. No waist joint, and I guess for the transformation that's okay, but it would have been nice if they could have found a way, because these pieces back here are supposed to go down, but I put them up here. But I guess it doesn't even matter, because the way these peg up here, it goes down to his butt. So, I don't know. I'm just picky. If they would have lowered this, I don't know. I just like waist joints. Hefty ratchet thighs. Rotating thighs. Bendable knees. Really nice. His feet are flipping weird. God, I'll show you this in the transformation, but they're weird. But you can pivot them, rotate them, but you can't. The one pose I always want to do is I want to make them go like that. But you can't, because the way the Transformers, there's a clip there. And it's just really kind of awkward at times, but I guess the movement they have is pretty good. And that's Grimlock robot mode. Essentially. There's really not much more to it. I do like his proportion, his slenderness, all the angles on his robot mode are nice. I do enjoy them quite a lot. Now his proportion just, I don't, my original claim to fame for not liking the leader as much was that he's too lanky, and I do think it was just the picture. In person, it's not that bad, at least to me. There are people who still just do not want this toy. They do not want it because the dyno mode is kind of horrible to an extent, and well, everything good about this toy, you're looking at it right now. No, it's not the chrome. Don't look at the chrome. But yeah, the robot mode is the best part of the toy, and that is kind of a trash thing to think or say about the toy. And I would relate it to the Voyager, but I don't own the Voyager yet. The only thing about the dyno mode I know about the Voyager is I think it looks kind of like a puppy. That's about it. Alright, so we're going to transform this guy now. Alright, and to transform this Grimlock is you're going to want to take him and start with this whole bit up here. Cool thing about this one is you're going to start by taking these soft plastic pieces, these gummy plastic pieces, and take them, lift them, and pull them out. And I actually really like how that goes in. Plug it in, and it makes it sit. This looks a lot more flush, much more than the Voyager. You just take those out, rotate them down. You're going to come back here, take this piece. These are two separate pieces, fold them down. Come back to the T-Rex head, just fold it out, take, unpeg them here and rotate them like this. Form each half of the T-Rex head. Now there's these little panels right here. You're supposed to have these untabbed for, it's focusing on my background. Untabbed for robot mode, but it doesn't hinder any articulation, and I found tabbing them in and out like stresses the plastic and destroys the chrome, and just I'd recommend not doing that, because I'd be afraid one day this little piece is just gonna explode. So it doesn't matter, so I just leave those tabbed in. Bring the head together on this hinge and find all the tabs and press it together. There's the T-Rex head. Come back here, take this section and push it up, pull it over his head. Come to his arms, rotate the hands like this to where the palms are facing up, and fold his T-Rex feet down, and then you push these down. And then, I think that's the right order. Maybe I'm wrong. I feel like I'm wrong. You might actually want to rotate these around. Yep, that's what we're going to do. Rotate these around. I would just always get confused of which end is the actual T-Rex front end. I've only had this thing for a couple days. So please excuse me if I get some of this, you know, just like what? Because the feet transformation is awkward as all hell. Take his little pointy shoes and fold them inside the feet. These little tabs plug it on each side of his knee. But you're gonna unslot this first, unclip it, and rotate these out. Over here, you just unfold, pull those around, and then these, the feet, you rotate them down and you push. You have to get this facing down inside of that piece, and then rotate these around, and then push it up to his feet into his chest. So bring this in while rotating this, because if you do, it'll stress it and it doesn't sit well. Bring it in, and then you have to find a way to rotate it down. It's always just, every time I try and find a way to do it on one leg, I'm like, okay, just do that, and then I always forget. But just get it in and flip it around at the same time. Do that. Now these will tab in, but first bring in the T-Rex neck. There's a slot system right here. They don't really fit in, so you just kind of have to push them in, but after you push them in, they fit fine. It's just not one of those cases where it finds itself and knows where to sit. Bring in the neck. Huh. It's not tapping. Make sure it sits flush. There we go. Whoops. Come on, do the, okay. There we go. There's another tab system right here. Tab these in together on each side of the leg. And as you're doing that, I'm going to tab the chrome into itself. If I could do it. Okay, forget these panels. Just, there we go. Top panels will connect by tabs. And these don't connect, these just kind of sit there and hang out inside this piece. His little useless baby arms. Situate his neck, make sure it's jointed where it sits more flush. And then all you're going to do is take his weapon right here, and these two tabs, or these two circles, will plug into these two tabs right here, these chrome tabs, which also helps keep his torso pegged together, or his back, or whatever. Never studied dinosaur and anatomy, so meh. His little baby arm came out. This is the only problem. I only have this on the one arm where the C-clip will just pop the little hand out, but that's about it. And then you just make sure everything sits flush. There you have Grimlock in his dinosaur mode. And here's Grimlock in his T-Rex mode. And yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. His T-Rex mode is a bit long. His tail kind of counterbalances it, but there's talks of a third-party tail system for both Grimlocks to make a much longer tail as my hand goes out of frame. And yeah, that's about it. And the problem that I find most with this long upper body isn't so much the aesthetic, it doesn't stand very well. So if I put Grimlock like this, oh wow, he started to stand better. I wonder what that was. Oh, it's if you don't crook his legs, I suppose. So I guess it actually stands pretty fine. Well, maybe he leans a bit and then just kind of wobbles. Make sure his heels are pegged in. That's the only thing, is these will like rotate without the foot. So just make sure that's pushed in. He should stand okay, is what I just found out. But there's some poses I wanted to get with him like running that I found pretty hard to get while doing a little mini photo shoot the day I got him. Yeah, you can't really get that running pose out of him. But hey, and I could tell, like, this is going to be a huge gripe with people, because people get Dinobots because they want to display them in their Dinobot modes. So this is a huge deal breaker for people, and that's totally understandable. The chrome looks pretty dumb, especially when it clashes just right in the middle with the silver and the orangey gold. I can see why they did it. I think they did it to make it look a little bit not realistic, but more to the model, and then just left the rest of the toy alone. The orange chrome looked a little kludgy, but I think I would have preferred it to the just abrupt silver chrome, and I think when this chips, which I'm sure it will someday, it'll just look off. I actually have a couple chips. There's one right there. It's in the paint. It's in the gradient paint, not the actual chrome right there, but it's the exact same in the exact same spot over here. Weird. But hey, what are you gonna do? So yeah, his dyno mode is kind of awkward to a degree. He has a lot of sculpted detail, some like rib spikes down here which you can move. But meh. And that's about it. His articulation is he has little useless baby arms. They rotate, and these are useless. Like his proportion on the, except for the head on the Voyager, is better because this long torso just makes his baby arms look so dumb. And yes, T-Rex have useless baby arms, but meh. His legs work just like the robot arms. You just have to make them work like dinosaur legs, though. I wonder if this would actually work, cocking them in different directions. Nope, doesn't work. Oh. So, unless you can figure it out, I can't really get him in a running, like, charging dinosaur pose. But yeah, that's essentially all there is about his dinosaur mode. It's pretty big. That's about it. And yeah, it's awkwardly proportioned. If people choose the Voyager over this one, and people just say, wow, all the Grimlock toys are trash, I wouldn't agree with trash, but disappointing, I'll give you that one. Because yeah, there's some aspects of this one and the Voyager that I can see, and I'm trying so hard not to judge it against the Voyager, since I don't have the Voyager in hand yet. Oh, his jaw moves, so that's a pretty good plus. See, I'm trying really hard to just judge him off of what I have here and not hearsay versus the Voyager. Yeah, that's his T-Rex mode, and that's essentially Leader Grimlock.